Today I want to speak to you concerning identity versus idolatry. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because many years ago, I asked myself, who am I? And from that moment, I've been searching for the answer to that question. Who am I? And I've come to realize that it is the universal question of life that everyone would ask. And when the answer comes, it must be I am. When you realize that your identity is the identity of God, then you would realize that you can never say I am for anyone else. And the name of God is I am from generation to generation. And so when you discover that you're one with the innovative, creative, infinite power that creates all things, that's how you would realize that this world that you live in, that you think it is so real, you would realize that it exists in your mind and it is only an outer projection of that which is within. You would realize that everything that you've been searching for, it is within you. However, on the other hand, when I look back at my life, I see how much I've been raised to believe that there's an entity on the outside that I must look to find my identity. And I realize that that kind of thinking was actually keeping me in idolatry. And so in the school system, they had me praying to an entity outside of myself and believing in an entity outside of myself, because in the school system we have to say praise in the morning, we have to say praise in the afternoon, before lunch and after lunch, and then we have to say praise before we leave to go home. And then our parents would encourage us also to say praise to an entity outside. And so we always been looking for God on the outside, and we're looking for a Lord and a Savior and a Master and a Redeemer on the outside. Therefore, we were trapped in false identity because we was looking for identity outwardly instead of looking for identity inwardly. And that is how we've been trapped in idolatry. So, what is causing people to be delusional and to be powerless and to be limited in this world? It is their belief system. And your belief system would mean whether you're living in idolatry or you're living in your true identity. When you start to live in your true identity, you will become one with all of nature, because you will discover the law of oneness. You will discover the law of mentalism. You will realize that everything was first a thought, it was first an idea, and it was first imagined. Therefore, if you believe in an entity outside of yourself, you have to use your imagination to believe in that entity. And you have to create that entity in your imagination. Therefore, your imagination is the greatest possession that you have in this world. So idolatry is robbing you from your imagination. And that is why when they shift you from imagination, they replace that shifting with what is known as academic education. In other words, they get you to vibrate on the realm of regurgitating things, just the realm of memory. But you're born in this world with your will and your perception. You're born with your reasoning. You're born with your memory too, okay? And you're born with your intuition. Okay, all these mental faculties are what you must utilize to know for sure that you have in you a power that you can use to achieve your every desire. So they're robbing you from your mental faculties and only keeping you on one faculty, which is the faculty of remembering what they would have taught to you. And so you regurgitate what was said to you. And so when they keep you in that state of mind, you will end up in mental slavery. And that is something that runs throughout the islands of the world, or the countries of the world that have been colonized by other nations and other countries. They make sure they put something in your mind, so you will carry that thing around in your mind, knowing that your mind follow you wherever you go. Your thoughts, I mean, follow you wherever you go. They are your disciples. So what they did, they make you believe that there was a man thousands of years ago that had disciples that would follow him wherever he goes. But it is you and your thoughts. Your thoughts is what will follow you wherever you go. And once they plant that idol in your mind of an outside entity, doesn't matter where you go, you carry that mind with you. So many people leave the Caribbean islands, they leave Africa, they leave different parts of the world, and they go to America, they go to Canada, they go to Europe, they go to England and all of these different places, and they carry with them their thoughts. They carry with them the same mind. They carry around the same religious and superstitious mentality. They carry around still the colonial mentality, because they fail to realize that the land of opportunity is right between their two ears. Okay, and they fail to realize also that the real identity is actually their divinity. That's why they continue to look outwardly and chase after money and fail to realize their inner economy and their inner ecology. Okay, so for as the sun shines upon all of humanity and empowers all of humanity with its energy, so too it energizes all of nature. Well, once you understand that there's an inner sun and you trust that inner power, your light will so shine before the world, and the world will see, because you will tap into your ability and your creativity when you learn to love yourself and believe in yourself and embrace yourself and know that the light is within you. So, my brother, my sister, all I am just really trying to get across to you is to understand how they would have impressed your subconscious mind from a child to live a life of idolatry. Okay? Instead of living a life of knowing who you are, knowing your true identity. Okay? And that's the trick. So, unless you are right now willing to unlearn and relearn and reprogram your subconscious mind, you continue to live in idolatry. Unfortunately, most melanated people all around the world who believe that there was a man who existed 2,000 years ago and who's been trapped in secular Christianity that's pointing them to look outwardly, they continue to live their life in idolatry. And it produces the result of limitation, scarcity, mediocrity, mental slavery, and poverty. Because once you fail to realize that you are limitless, it is because you'll always dwell in a mindset of lack and scarcity. And it all goes back to your identity. You not knowing who you are. And you do not know the power that you possess. So, with that being said, my brother, my sister, I can go on and on and on and on. But I really just want you to come to the realization that all your life they've been keeping you in idolatry. And now this is the time for you to take back your power by knowing that your real identity is your divinity. And that the Bible is a book of mind science that is pointing you to look inwardly and not outwardly. Everything that you desire in this world, the answer is right within you. All is mine. You're living in a mental construct. Okay? So take control of your mind, and others will control your mind for you. So let me see if this is the very first time that you're listening to me and what I'm saying, if it makes sense, if it really resonates with you and you haven't subscribed already, I'm definitely encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at Black Mad Guru. And if you like to get my books, the links are down in the description. You have about 10 books to choose from, okay? Such as how to turn water into wine, how to open the floodgates of abundance, spiritual recipe for better living, uh, the secret vagina mystery of the virgin birth, the 66 books of magic, the Overcomer's Bible, where Jesus has been omitted and there's a blank space for you to write your name, which is I am, and much more. Okay, so the choice is yours. Also, if you want to become a part of my Patreon community, you're most welcome. I have a course there that's called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. And along with that is a bonus course on self-concept. And that is for people donating $20 or more. So the choice is yours. Also, you can become a part of my Free Thinkers and Seekers University, where I try to drop a masterclass there weekly and provide other information there for you, such as the honey breathing technique that you can use to create your reality consciously by harnessing the sexual energy. Okay. Also, if you would like to book a one-on-one with me on an app called Fatia, it's a religious app, but I do one-on-one there, and I do some, some teaching there too. Okay, but I teach spirituality. But the choice is yours. But before I end, I want to just encourage you to check out all of the links that are down below, and definitely let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. So with that being said, I just want to say peace, love you all, out.